Alright, you guys, I'm very happy that you're here for the second lecture, or some people don't like calling them lessons, some people don't want to call them lectures. Okay, I'm very happy that you're here for our second video in as far as learning the basics of web designing using HTML, CSS, and WordPress is concerned. So today, it's Lawrence again, and I'm going to handle web hosting like I promised in our previous video. But today, we are going to make sure that we exhaust web hosting. We learn what is involved in web hosting, and then I'll give you a few options of some web hosting companies that are known internationally. Then you can also try searching in your country. In your country, you try to look for some options. Better use web hosting companies that are in your country. As we shall see. All right, so I've prepared a few slides for you, just to help us for reference and to help us understand web hosting in detail. All right, so let us start with the question. We start with the question: what is web hosting really? So here I'm saying web hosting refers to the service that allows individuals and organizations to make their websites accessible on the internet. We shall see when we start writing code or when we start developing websites. But there are two ways we can design websites. We can design a website offline and we can design a website online. But let us look so much on the offline kind of web designing. You see, offline basically means we are not using the internet. So what do we mean? When you're writing your website offline, this website and its files will only be on your computer that you're using. If it is on a network, maybe it will only be on that network. It will only be accessed by people on that network. This is what I mean. If I'm designing using my laptop, then it means my website and my files will only be on my laptop. And if I'm not on that laptop, then I can't access that website. That is when I'm just designing before hosting. Then, after designing something and you feel like, it is not very ready for deployment, what you do is to host your website. And here we are saying, hosting, we mean you make your website accessible on the internet. That Sekatama and Masi, maybe who are in different areas of the country, can actually access your website, maybe using their phones, using their laptops, using any other different gadget. That is what we do under web hosting. We transfer a website that has been built on one machine and make it very accessible for all the other users on the internet. That is basically what we do under web hosting. Hope that one is clear. So examples of firms that do web hosting in the country, we have, not in the country, but maybe some of the most common firms that do web hosting. We have Bluehost, we have HostGator, we have SiteGround, we have Amazon Web Services, and quite many in Uganda. We have Crystal Web Hosting, at least I ever worked with them, etc. So there are many. And how do you access these? You can simply go to maybe your Google, your browser. You try checking on them on their websites. You can just access them on the internet. For example, this is Bluehost. This is Bluehost, and this is their website. You simply deal with it like this. You just go, try reading, try accessing them. Their monthly plan is here, or their annual plan. They are here, the basic, the choice plus, online store, pro. They're here. Then we have the web hosting. This is HostGator. HostGator, also their website is here. You can simply go and check on them on their website and choose what you want. Then we have web hosting services. This one is the SiteGround. And this is their page. Still, their page will indicate the hosting plans and whatever. Then we also have this Amazon Web Services. Still, this is their page. So you can try checking on them. You just go to your Google, you type maybe Bluehost, or you type HostGator, you can type Amazon Web Services, and they will display their pages and tell you all about them. And you can simply subscribe to their plans just through their websites. So that is all we have about the web hosting examples. You can try to deal with them, and you can try to research for more. Just go to your Google and type web hosting firms, maybe in the country or internationally, and they'll display for you a list. So in web hosting, we have said we transfer or we make our files, our web files that have been on one machine accessible on the internet by different individuals. So how do we do this? We basically do this by having a server. When we switch back into the networking, we can have what we call the server to client architecture. That we get a server where we put our files or where we keep our files. We host our files there. That on this server, these other phones, the laptops, all the other devices will act as clients on that server. They will ask for resources from that server. So what we basically do in hosting, we get our files and host them on some server computer that has maybe storage and the good internet services. Then we store them there, such that your phone, my phone, Mercy's phone, Johnny's phone can all act as clients on that server. So what is a server? This is into the basic knowledge of the basic knowledge of computing. A server is simply a master computer from which clients ask or get resources from. What are some of these resources? They can be data, they can be storage, they can be printing services, etc., depending on the kind of network that you have. So that is basically a server. You see, it takes us back to the WhatsApp, Facebook, and all the other things that we have a one server computer, maybe somewhere in some part of the country. And whenever you connect your phone on the Facebook, on the WhatsApp, on the Gmail, your phone is a client on the other server. That is why even after losing your phone, you buy a new phone and you log in using your email account. You can get maybe all your mail messages that you were sent or that you sent. Then you can get maybe your Google contacts. If you use the Google contacts, you can get whatever that you saved using your email account, because they are saved somewhere on a server and your phone retrieves them just as a client. So in web hosting, we have basically two types of servers. There may be more, but these are the two that we actually look at so much. We have a dedicated server, which leads us into dedicated web hosting. In a dedicated server, what we basically have is we have a one server dedicated to only serving that website of a firm. Like me, I go and have a server that only serves my services or that only serves my website.